Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, at Southwest Suffolk County on Long Island. And they serve the entire New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area. Winter's coming. Snow, ice, you need rock salt, you need snow melt products like Mag or Pelleto, or you need a new snow blower, or maybe you just need to refresh your batteries and maybe a new generator might not be out of the question. They have it all at Omni. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. So we are in the midst of this pattern that we have been in for quite a while now, where we get these weather fronts coming through every couple of days or so. And you can see on the satellite the latest front moving through late this afternoon, now out to the east and moving right along. So is the drier air that's coming into the west. And we should see skies begin to clear out as we move through this evening and tonight. We just got a little bit more work to do in a few places as we look at the radar. The main batch of showers is out to the east and over southeastern New England and back over Rhode Island and eastern Long Island. There's one secondary band behind it that is now moving out of eastern Pennsylvania into northern New Jersey and the Hudson Valley. That's pretty much with the upper trough. And once that goes by, things should start to calm down rather nicely, and it's going to turn cold as we move through overnight and into Sunday and into the start of the new week. We've got more weather systems to deal with. The pattern does remain pretty active, and the Weather Prediction Center folks indicating on their latest forecast, which I'm just going to pull up right now, the 7-day rainfall totals, and this is starting from 7 o'clock tonight through 7 o'clock a week from now. And another half to 3/4 of an inch for much of eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, 3/4 of an inch to an inch as you head up into New England. And in northern New England, some areas, particularly in coastal Maine and inland of coastal Maine, up to an inch and a half. Big rains forecast over the next 7 days throughout the Tennessee Valley and the, let's call it, the southern end of the middle Mississippi Valley or the upper end of the lower, where we've got a fairly large area of 2 to 3 inch plus rainfalls expected with a series of systems. We've got precip in the northern Rockies. We've got rain and snow up and down the Pacific Northwest. And in fact, when we take a look at the Weather Prediction Center's probability for at least a couple of inches of snow, it's still, most of the action is out in the western part of the U.S. You see it here with the areas you get into those redder colors. You're talking about 80% or higher probability of at least 2, extending up into Montana, western Wyoming, western Colorado, down into Utah. In the east, over the next 72 hours, is a small area of possible lake effect on the east shores of Lake Ontario in north central New York. Nothing really major here. Some snow up on the other side in the Canadian border into the north and west of the St. Lawrence River Valley. And that is just about it when it comes to snowfall. So we've all been talking about this blocking pattern that is developing, and indeed it is. If you take a look at that circle that I've drawn up in the areas up in the North Atlantic to Greenland, we're going to see the blocking pattern basically strengthen this week in that area, and actually some of it's going to extend down into Labrador. Meanwhile, we're going to have our part of the jet stream flatten out a bit. There's too much energy out in the west for us to really be too concerned to be concerned about snow, at least initially. But as we go forward, if the models, both the medium and long range models, indicating that that block not only holds, but eventually the Pacific starts to get involved with getting into more of a ridge in the western part of the United States. That's when we'll start to get into colder air and maybe some snow chances. I'm starting to think that we'll probably have to wait till about the middle of the month for beyond for some bona fide snow chances. In the meantime, we're just going to have to trudge along here with relatively seasonal weather for the month of December. You can look at climatology, by the way. Snow doesn't fall very often in the first half of December. It's really more in the second half. So there's our front for today. We'll be down into the 20s and low 30s tonight. Sunshine tomorrow. High temperatures only in the low to mid 40s. I think Monday should be fine. We'll probably be mid to upper 40s on Monday. Maybe a few warm spots get up to 50. And then the next weather system, this one's a weaker front, will probably bring some showers on Tuesday, and then a little more energy to come through on Wednesday with perhaps some more showers. And then after that, that's when the block starts to slowly take a foothold in Canada. You see higher pressure spreading out. Here's a low that the GFS takes up into northern Ohio. I think it's too overdeveloped and too far north. It's probably going to be further south than that. And we may have to deal with this late this coming week or perhaps next weekend. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, and we will take it from there. Weather in 5 is brought to you by, wherever I put it, where did Omni? There we go. Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125. The phone number and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So enjoy the rest of your day and your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. Have a great rest of your weekend.